Hello and welcome to Volume 3 of the Forged Alliance Forever Community Cast series thing. In today's episode we've got two matches. As always, I really hope you enjoy them and thank you in advance for watching. Take care. Hello and welcome along to what should be a 6 versus 6 on Adaptive Canis River, which is a 10 by 10 map. Emphasize there should be a little bit of backstory to this one. While the lobby was going up, someone needed to re, but everyone had X, so when the guy left to re, the host just clicked launch. So team 1 at the top here with 6 players, team 2 at the bottom here with 5 players. Introducing the members for team 1, we have Jackherer playing in yellow as Seraphim. Jackherer is a 1400 ranking player for this one. To his right is MSG, also going as Cybran. Seraphim in pink. MSG weighing in at 1400 for this one as well. To his right we have Okpuck. Okpuck in lilac going as Cybran. Okpuck is the largest player in terms of ranking for this match at 1800. Wow. And in the two front spots for team 1 we have HerrDoctoR. I think that's right. Is that a good go? Playing in electric blue type colour and going as Cybran. HerrDoctoR is 1100 ranking for this one. And the last front spot for team 1 in pink, Suchusa, is HotFog, a fellow GB clan member. Slightly underrated, I would say, at 900 for this match, going as UEF. And then on the really awkward spot on the far right hand side of team 1 we have Clinch. Clinch, a 1700 ranking player, playing in cyan as Seraphim. Introducing the members of team 2, starting in the awkward position for team 2 we have Bulletproof Bob. Bullet weighing in at 1400 ranking for this one, going in green as UEF. The two front spots for team 2 we have NiCAD, a 700 ranking player, in red as Master Race Cybran. To his right we have F-Odin playing in his really shitty coloured teal, going as UEF. F-Odin is a 1500. And in the back spot, one of the back spots in purple, we have Mathew going as Seraphim. Mathew is a 1200 dude for this guy. And is this the last spot? I've lost count. Yeah, the last one for team 2. It's Dro in super sexy red. Dro weighing in at 1600, going as Aeon, and of course an empty slot, which F-Odin is taking. So, early shenanigans. We have lots of comms going for a walk from team 1. Okpuck walking his comm straight into what was a raiding party sent forward by NiCAD. That raiding party being quickly dealt with. On the far left hand side for team 1, Jackherer pushing his ACU down. Pretty standard. What isn't standard is what Okpuck is doing right now. Okpuck being in this, he is the second most right player for team 1, if that kind of makes sense. Yet he is all the way over on the left, marching towards the comm of Bulletproof. Bulletproof's going to get a nasty shock soon, although he probably sees him. Let's hop into Bulletproof. He sees the signature, probably knows it's an ACU. I doubt he knows it's not his mirror. And Bulletproof now and Okpuck starting to exchange a civilized action of right arm exchanging stuff of bullets, and yeah. Bulletproof just backing off as he realizes, wait, that's not my fucking mirror. And then marching forward again. But he's going to get another nasty shock soon as Jackherer is bringing his comm down to reinforce Okpuck, and Bulletproof soon to be outnumbered in ACUs. I think he would have seen that with the interceptors from Dro. So backing off his comm. Elsewhere on the map we have NiCAD running in a single file line of T1 units to the comm of MSG. MSG saying thanks for contributing to my veterancy, sir. And on the right hand side, F-Odin, having taken his double eco, marching his comm into what should be his kind of secondary base area up here, looking for F-Odin to have a huge impact on this game, being he has the double eco for Team 2. And now Bulletproof in a little trouble brewing here, as he's got two comms from Okpuck and Jackherer bearing down on his position. The only thing that may save him is that apparently Okpuck and Jackherer don't know what T1 land units are, because they don't have any, and they are very far forward. And Mathew now moving his comm in from centre to support the left hand side and his fellow GB teammate. And Mathew and Bulletproof now marching in unison on Jackherer. Jackherer looks like he's going to be in trouble, as Bulletproof does happen to know what T1 land units are, and you know what, runs them straight into the comm of Jackherer. And Jackherer is going to go down. Very early kill for Team 2 just to even up the numbers. Coming up, and poof! Nice teamwork there by Bulletproof and Mathew. And now Okpuck running for his life, with Mathew and Bulletproof in pursuit. Still no real spam from Team 1 on the left flank, and NiCAD now starting to amass a few more units that are actually in some form of a formation. Team 1 should really be doing something about the lack of units on the left hand side. MSG, the only guy actually doing anything with units. HerrDoctoR has got a few Mantis around the comm of MSG, but that ain't a lot. MSG is on an upgrade. HotFog also goes into a T2 upgrade. And on the right hand side, F-Odin just hanging out, doing his thing, building T2 point defense. He's got T2 land up, and building T2 power. Oh, and now MSG, he's not cancelled his upgrade, and NiCAD has run all of his units in, and MSG gifting his comm. A 1400 ranking player probably just couldn't be arsed to turn off his upgrade. Gets slain by the 700 ranking player, David and Goliath. David throws the stone. Goliath doesn't cancel his upgrade and gets killed. So, a few silly deaths for Team 1 here. They started off with a numerical advantage of 1. They now have a numerical disadvantage of 1. And Dro, Mercies and gunships moving up. That looks pretty ominous for Okpuck, who's actually really low. I've obviously missed something. Never mind. We won't miss the comm explosion that's about to take place. It's only going to take that one Mercy. In it goes. Okpuck. Kaboom. Dro taking out Okpuck, and the total collapse of Team 1 is accentuated by what looks like a Control K from HerrDoctoR. And now Team 1 down to 2 players. I don't know if I've mentioned this yet. I don't think I have. But I just want to... I said about the numerical advantage. Team 1 starting off with 6 players to this one against the 5 players of Team 2. Both the highest ranking players are also on Team 1. The balance for this game, ladies and gentlemen, was 4%. 4% in favour of Team 1. Work that shit out. I can't work that shit out. This is crazy. So Drow now has T2 gunships over the core base of HotFog. HotFog with no anti-air in his base, so the 2 gunships just mopping up some infrastructure, and Mathew now just moving in some FAMs just to assist with the mop-up operation. HotFog with his ACU down in the central forward area where he made his forward position. NiCAD now moving units forward. Drow just chilling out. Obviously just going for a swim. And now some gunships thinking they would try their luck on the comm of HotFog, but HotFog does have a lot of anti-air around his forward position, and they will not be much of a problem. Mathew now just seemingly mopping up the rest of HotFog's core area, and F-Odin on the right hand side. His comm is on an upgrade, not far off finishing. But Clinch here is digging in. If we take a quick look at the mass, F-Odin, unsurprisingly, on 70 mass tick as the leader. He does have 2 bases. Clinch in second place with 60. Joint second place, I should say. So Clinch definitely dug in for this one, and the T1 units that were amassing on the central land bridge at the top, running in all the units now, and HotFog looks like his time is nearly up. He's been living on borrowed time. Apparently he would rather reclaim tanks than shoot them. That's an interesting tactic. I wonder if that's actually quicker. However, that is way too many T1 units for HotFog to deal with, and HotFog is trying to reclaim his way out of trouble. But HotFog gonna go poof. Here comes the inevitable explosion, and HotFog is gone. Clinch, the last man standing for Team 1. HotFog saying, "Oh, I nearly had you." And Drow now just dropping some engineers off. Looks like he's gonna just make the whole map his base, taking over the world one max point at a time. So there's only really one area of the map to focus on now. I'm just seeing what NiCAD is doing with his unit spam here. NiCAD's still on T1 spam. F-Odin now. He's got a fair clump of T2 units there. I imagine he's going to start trying harassing Clinch's position soon. And Mathew now streaming in scouts just to check out the forward position of Clinch. NiCAD running his T1 spam again in single file, and the Ilshivers of Clinch just saying thank you for the veterancy. But Mathew now dropping off sniper bots, his beloved sniper bot units, and he will just start to pepper at those Ilshivers from distance. And F-Odin moving up on the right hand side, trying a flanking maneuver around the cliff base of the forward base of Clinch. F-Odin does perhaps accidentally run some units up the middle into the forward position of Clinch, and they're going to not survive very long. And Clinch doing his own flanking maneuver around the other side. F-Odin moving his units back down to combat this push from Clinch. Clinch withdrawing now, moving his comm more central. And we've got more and more sniper bots building up from Mathew in the central area. F-Odin now pushing forward on the right again. Clinch moving his comm across to intercept that push. Clinch does now have T3 land, his ACU accompanied by 2 Othams. Mathew picking up some of those sniper bots. There's no drop order queued up for them just yet. He's obviously going to try and get them in somewhere around here. Okpuck saying, make nuke. And the move order goes in from Mathew. The drop is coming in behind F-Odin's comm. F-Odin now pushing with everything he's got on Clinch's ACU. Clinch's ACU backing off. He also lost 2 Othams there. And now the sniper bots in range of Clinch's ACU. I think Clinch knows what's going on. F-Odin pushing forward with his ACU. Clinch into the red. 3,000 hit points. Another volley comes in from the sniper bots. 2,000 hit points. 1,500. This is GG. F-Odin running headlong into Ilshavers. And F-Odin control K'ing his comm at the end there. And obviously just within range of Clinch to take his ACU with him. Did I mention that this was 4% against Team 2 and they don't lose a single team member? I mean, okay, one killed himself at the end, but that doesn't count. Good job, Team 2. That was fun. Let's take a look at the stuff. NiCAD getting 2 kills. I only remember one of those, and that was MSG's comm that just wanted to die, apparently. Dro getting someone... I think it was... No, it wasn't. It was Okpuck with the Mercy Snipe. F-Odin getting Clinch at the end. So, Bob getting Jackherer as well. So the kills nicely spread around that. And HerrDoctoR, I'm assuming, was a Control K. I certainly didn't see anything that looked like that he died otherwise. So let's take a look at the categories. Clinch with a clean sweep, mass income, massive mass income. Where's F-Odin? So Clinch on 1 base has out-ecoed F-Odin on 2 bases. Clinch also with a huge power income, built the most stuff and by far got the most kills. Unfortunately for Clinch, to quote one of my GB friends, had a team of chicken nuggets, so that didn't fare very well for him in the end. I'm gonna actually have to give man of the match to Clinch, because winning all 4 categories, he dug in pretty hard at the end. Obviously he wasn't going to be able to fend off 5 guys, but I thought he made good sport of it. So well done Clinch, and more importantly, well done Team 2. 4%, just to reiterate that, went up against 6 people with 5 and came out victorious. Good job guys, hope you enjoyed that, and thank you. Greetings and welcome along to a 4 versus 4 on the Gap of Rohan fixed pathfinding. I'm not quite sure what version it is. It's not the newest version because we've still got this diagonal bullshit going on in the middle. We'll call this team on the left Team 1, this team on the right Team 2. Game quality for this one is 74%. Not particularly balanced, and it's being thrown off by 2 guys who are very new. Starting off on Team 1 at the top. In orange, going as Master Cybran race, it's Anikey. It's supposed to be like Anikey. Well, Yeah, anyway. In the first mid position for Team 1, we have Solovey. Solo is a 900 playing in blue as UEF. And in the final mid position for Team 1 is Stitch, going yellow, also as Master Cybran race. And in the bottom air slot for Team 1, we have GalactAdmiral. Can I just call him GalactAdmiral because it sounds a hell of a lot better? GalactAdmiral going in lilac as Aeon for this one. Introducing the members of Team 2, starting with the bottom air position. It's Grinder. Grinder coming in at 800 ranking for this one, going in shit brown. That's what I'm calling it anyway. And playing as Aeon also. In red, we have a faff baby, ladies and gentlemen. It's the 100 rated Brokk going UEF in the colour red. Not a UEF baby. We have Terrafarm, an 1100 rating player, playing in white as Master Cybran race. A lot of Cybran on this one. Good on you guys. And lastly, we have Posledam. Yeah, I'm going with that. Posledam. Posledam is the highest ranking player for this match at 1200, going in purple as Aeon. So immediately what strikes me is the 1200 and the 1100 are on the same team. Personally, I would never X to this. So I would say this is quite heavily in favour of Team 2 in terms of balance at the start of the game. But that's my opinion. We got comms moving forward. Only one comm from Team 2 moving forward. Brokk, obviously being a new guy, isn't even using his comm to build. OMFG. So Team 1 will be getting substantially more of the mass income from the reclaim in the middle here, but Terrafarm forward doing his best nevertheless. And Team 1, Solovey and Stitch enjoying what should have been more of the mass, but I'm wondering if it was, because Solovey sent his comm to Stitch's side, and it seemed like that those two comms got that half of the reclaim, and Terraform got the... I don't know. I could check using this awesome scoreboard thing at the top. Go on then. So we'll go for total mass reclaimed. Stitch getting the most mass reclaim there, followed by Terra. So yeah, they did. Team 1 got quite a lot more of that reclaim. Let's say it's 4.4k to 2.6k. So yeah, the reclaim war definitely in favour of Team 1 there. So perhaps I was a little overcritical with my balance criticism at the start. We have light assault bots in the form of flares going over the upper mountain from Polstam, but being countered by hunters, light assault bots from Anikey on Team 1. Polstam just scouting the enemy positions, just seeing what kind of tactics they may be going early on. We do have an early raid from Grinder, and Grinder's done a really good job there at taking out a couple of maxes from his mirror, hampering the early progression of GalactAdmiral. GalactAdmiral, perhaps not a complete noob. He is a 0 ranked player, but he does have a bomber out accompanied by a scout, and it's got a kill. Not sure where his scout's pissing off to. Okay, he's a complete noob. He's a complete noob. If he just scouted like that there, there's like 5 more kills there, 5 more kills there. Terrible, terrible use of a T1 bomber there. Terrible. Anyway, I'm just like looking how much damage that could have done to... how much damage that could have inflicted on Grinder. Not to be. 2 comms pushing the mid now. We have Stitch and Solovey seemingly taking control of the pass in the middle, and we have hunters have made it through from Anikey onto Polstam's base. ping going out for assistance with the hunters from Anikey. Not sure where they're heading. It looks like they're heading down to this way, so Anikey targeting the economy of Terrafarm for this very small raid. And in the centre now, Stitch pushing forward with some T1 units. Medusa opening up on the T1 point defence of Terrafarm. However, Terrafarm just about finishing a Cerberus turret, which will make hasty work of those Medusas when it's not being power stalled. And the Medusa's getting it down. Terrafarm trying to get another Cerberus turret up. Those Medusas very, very frustrating to deal with. And now the Cerberus turrets get some fire going. I wouldn't aim at the Mantis little guy, I'd be going for the Medusa. And Stitch moving his comm in, exchanging some civilized right arm action with Terrafarm, but Terrafarm not returning fire, just calmly walking back into his core area. And that second Cerberus turret going down to the Medusa. And Stitch now starting to work on a T2 max of Terrafarm. Terrafarm trying to get some T2 shield up. He has made a few T1 point defense in this area. There's a Cerberus turret also going up. And Stitch looks like he is at danger of overextending himself. Brokk moving his comm northward to assist his mid teammate. And Stitch now nearly into the red, maneuvering his comm in a rearward direction. But Stitch in the red, being blocked by his own units. Oh! Down to 1000 HP there or thereabouts. Brokk marching forward. He smells blood. And a mercy comes in from Pulsadam and Stitch is down. Stitch taken out by a very timely mercy sight from Pulsadam. And it looks like there's been some raiding on Pulsadam's base as well. He's lost a couple of maxes. Terrafarm lost a T2 max in that push from Stitch, but Stitch losing his life. Little bit foolish from Stitch there. Really overextended with his ACU. No anti-air in his unit mix. No T1 air support from his teammates. And Solovey looking very lonely in the middle for the moment. What are Team 1 going to do about this? I mean, Stitch, a 900 ranked player there, that's a big chunk of their team to lose. In fact, it was Team 1's joint highest ranking player. And things have just gone into a little bit of a lull. Pulsadam rebuilding. Terrafarm having to rebuild some of his infrastructure as well. And of course, Solovey probably very consumed in the micro of trying to take a second core base in a timely fashion. GalactAdmiral with his comm in a really weird place here. Nothing up from Grinder, but I wonder if Grinder actually sees where his comm is there. He does. Grinder knows where his comm is. I'd be hastily getting some mercies out right now if I were Grinder, because that comm says, I want to die. We just have a few units now milling around in the middle. It looks like Solovey going for a southern push here. Terrafarm not building any units here, and it's actually Polstam that's contributing T1 land units for the frontier. And what? Oh no! Polstam has had to leave the game. And just out of nowhere, Team 1 get a miracle reprieve. The highest ranking player of the match having to leave. His base goes poof. Terrafarm has no units. And Solovey needs to take advantage of this, and advantage quickly. Unfortunately, Solovey opting to split up his units and send half north and half south. The half that went south are being picked off by T2 tanks from Brokk. Pillars just not having any issue there against the T1 units of Solovey, and not really enough units going northwards to cause Terrafarm any serious issues. Terrafarm just calmly putting up some more T2 point defense that will be within range of the assaulting force. Terrafarm now also consumed with the micro of trying to get another base up and going. Over on Team 1, the former base of Stitch being taken up half by, a little bit more than half to be honest, by Anikey and Solovey. GalactAdmiral still with his comm in a very precarious position, but at least getting some anti-air up around it now. Solovey continuing to push with a small to medium size squadron of T1 units, and the pillars just gobbling up the T1 units. That will eventually start to wear down Brokk, because the numerical advantage is on Solovey's side for now, but Solovey running units straight into T1 point defense. And there goes that foray. Grinder now sending some engineers to the north vacated spot from Polstam. Probably will assist in getting this empty vacant base going. And Anikey opting to send over a few scouts of his own. We do have a transport up from Anikey, a T2 transport. So Anikey planning some form of drop himself. Anikey also starting to stash some Corsairs at the rear of his base. And we have an aerial engagement now over the southern mountain between GalactAdmiral and Grinder. Grinder with a numerical disadvantage in terms of swift winds, but also agreeing to conduct part of the fight over some anti-air of GalactAdmiral. So Grinder not faring very well in this aerial battle, and now GalactAdmiral sending in the swift winds just to thin the numbers a little bit and win this early air battle for Team 1. And GalactAdmiral stashing some Spectre T2 gunships in his core area, as well as having the, well, he is the only player on the map with any form of Swiftwind Interceptor / ASF. No one with T3 air yet, coincidentally, which is really, really slow for this map. We do have a T3 air factory up from Anikey, apologies for that. And Anikey going straight for a strat bomber there. Strat Bomber now moving forward. This could really cause major issues for Team 2 at this stage. They have nothing to deal with that Strat Bomber. It is only a single Strat Bomber, but when you have no anti-air and no air units per se to combat, a Strat Bomber can do a hell of a lot of damage. And failing to drop on its first run, I'm not sure what's he doing with this Strat Bomber. This is terrible micro from Anikey. Going all the way down, he could have taken out two or three targets there, and opting to go for a hydrocarbon plant at minute 17 seems like such a waste from Anikey. And that Strat Bomber below half health and aimlessly wandering around now. What's it doing? Oh, this is painful to watch. I'm shit at air, but I could do better than this. What a complete waste of a Strat Bomber. He gets his second bomb off, and at last he takes out a good target, but my god. He should have and could have done so much more with that Strat Bomber. Anikey now sending over his T2 transport filled with T1 engineers, going for a drop in this northern base. Grinder did his drop a fair few minutes ago now, but has apparently forgot about the units that he's sent up here. Maybe he just wanted but he hasn't even got the reclaim, so I can't even say maybe he just wanted reclaim. So Grinder just completely forgetting about that drop there. And I would say Team 2 really need to start concentrating on air. Although saying that, Solovey is still giving them problems at mid. Terrafarm still not doing much in terms of units. Terrafarm clearly trying to eco and get to T3 land here. And Terrafarm seeing the drop from Anikey in the north and just diverting what little Mantis he has. And we have a Corsair rush coming in from Anikey, going straight for the comm of Brokk. Brock's on an upgrade. He isn't going to move. Brock's going to go poof. Brokk is down. And just like that, GalactAdmiral in team chat, well, publicly going nice. And we are now 3 versus 2 in the favour of Team 1. Although, to be honest, that many Corsairs, I'm not sure that Brokk was the wisest choice of target for that Corsair rush. The Corsair snipe. Me personally, I think I might have saved up a few more and gone for Terrafarm myself. And it looks like that just as Brokk dies, Terrafarm getting to the stage where he can start spamming loyalists. And those loyalists are going to make nice quick work of the flapjacks being pushed by Solovey. Solovey with his advanced comm now withdrawing, and we've got 3 T3 land factories now assisted by hives spamming loyalists, and this is going to become a problem very quickly for Team 1. This has been Terrafarm's objective the whole game. He's been hampered a bit with his eco development, but now he's got the spam up. This is what Team 1 need to worry about, the land spam. Team 2 need to worry about getting some air up. Grinder needs to get some ASFs going. We're at minute 20 and Grinder's still without T3 air. And we've got gunships now coming in from GalactAdmiral in the form of restorers. No AA, no air units to take them out, and those restorers mopping up the loyalist spam from Terrafarm. Terrafarm's going to have to rethink things here and start getting out some, and there we go, first bouncer is out. Exactly what I was about to say. And then immediately starting on some T3 anti-air meridians for Cybran. And we've got just a few loyalists just trickling forward now, accompanied by a bouncer, taking out the T3 SAM launcher of Solovey. Solovey still has his comm quite far forward, coincidentally. Grinder just finishing a RAS upgrade. Grinder also very busy on the micro of expanding into this vacant spot above him. And Restorer's coming in now on the north, trying to take out the expansion that Terrafarm got going in Polstam's former base, taking out some T2 maxes with ease. And Anikey apparently thinking that's a good idea as well and sending forward a whaler to join. So Team 2 here definitely looking like the team winning on land, and Team 1 definitely looking like the team winning in air. Grinder's finally got some T3 air factory up. Minute 22. Grinder's blessing in this really is that Galactic was almost as slow. Well, he wasn't, to be honest, because he was getting restorers up. And we have an experimental on the field from Anikey. Anikey completing a Monkey Lord. And that Monkey Lord already thundering its way towards mid. I'm not sure I'd want to be committing that Monkey Lord. Maybe I would certainly be wanting to park it in this ad hoc firebase being thrown up by Solovey here. Maybe even do a south run on Grinder, but Terrafarm looking like he's got enough spam to deal with that Monkey Lord. And we do have a Percival out from Solovey. If Solovey can get some Percivals going, then that will swing things rather quickly in the land game. And these restorers from GalactAdmiral continuing to wreak havoc, almost unchallenged, undoing all of Grinder's hard work of getting this second expansion area going. And Terrafarm now, I don't think Terrafarm has seen the monkey. I don't think he certainly wouldn't be running his land units in now if he had seen the monkey. It doesn't look like he has. And look at the loyalist spam go to work on Terrafarm, not Terrafarm, on Solovey's forward position. He's going to see that monkey soon. It's been pinged. It's been pinged by T1 to move the monkey down to intercept the loyalist spam. And Terrafarm withdrawing most of his push group there to his core base, probably to defend against the spider, but still sending down what was 7 loyalists, just to create some havoc around the base of GalactAdmiral with a T1 mass extractor at this point, which is capped still. We've all done that mistake before, so don't worry about it too much. And Terrafarm giving up on the micro of those loyalists here, just accepting the fact that they're going to die to the restorers. And he is far more concerned with this Monkey Lord marching on his forward position now, and he is not moving his combat, continuing to build hives. And Terrafarm just splitting the group of his loyalists and then pushing both groups in simultaneously. That's a very good ploy. It will dramatically increase the turn time of the fire. And it... oh... don't think it's going to be enough. Massive damage being inflicted here by both sides, and Grinder has got some of his own restorers on this Monkey Lord, but the Monkey Lord overcoming the loyalists now and advancing on inwards to Terrafarm's base. Terrafarm just moving his comm southwards slightly, and that Monkey Lord just dying to a single hero restorer from Grinder. And Terrafarm now, having lost most of his land units, is trying to get more factories up, and Solovey is using this opportunity to try and push in and make sure that this is a mortal blow to Terrafarm. Grinder now getting some ASF up, getting some air protection over mid, over his comrade, bringing in some restorers of his own just to mop up these flapjacks sent forward by Solovey. And Terrafarm also doing a good job of getting this other area back up and running to the north. Grinder had his efforts thwarted on getting his empty slot running, but has not tried again to send engineers forward yet. Probably too busy worrying about what was an air deficiency, but Team 2 now looking like they're stronger in air and perhaps just ahead on land still with the destruction of the Monkey Lord. Terrafarm's loyalist spam getting up again quickly. Terrafarm not quite on double eco, but definitely on at least 1.5. We've got a Fat Boy going up from Solovey. The Fat Boy is half done. No experimentals yet for Team 2. Just a shed load of loyalist spam, which, believe you and me, can be just as, if not more effective than experimentals. And just look at the loyalists now flooding forward, shredding the forward position of Solovey. Solovey pinging the whalers to come and assist in the defense of the push from all this loyalist spam. GalactAdmiral sending forward some restorers. Grinder bringing in his ASF to take out the restorers, but Anikey getting his ASF behind Grinder's. Oh, and Grinder's attention to the destruction of the restorers has cost him his ASF. And the whalers from Anikey now grinding the forward push of Terrafarm to a halt. The Fat Boy is up. The Fat Boy is advancing. Team 2 should know the familiar artillery pattern of a Fat Boy. And Terrafarm now having to mix in a considerable number of bouncers into his loyalist spam to withstand this air barrage that he's sustaining every time he tries to push forward. And here comes the loyalist spam again. Solovey obviously putting all of his eco into that fat boy, and I don't think that fat boy is going to be enough to withstand this level of loyalist spam. The gunships are being pinged again to come in assist mid. The fat boy at least is being microed reasonably well, kept away from the loyalists while laying down fire. The whalers arrive. They're going to find a lot more bouncers accompanying the loyalists this time than there were before. And the whalers turning their attention to the bouncers. Grinder bringing in ASF, targeting the whalers. That and the bouncers have made quick work of Anikey's T3 gunships there. And Grinder now just moving down to polish off the last restorer from GalactAdmiral. GalactAdmiral starting to get a little bit itchy with his comm here. He doesn't quite know what to do with it. He thinks he wants to move northwards, but he must see the loyalists to the north. Loyalists to the north, loyalists to the west. Nowhere to run to the south or the east, west. You know what I mean. I got left and yeah, whatever. We got a Soul Ripper coming down from Anikey now. Grinder not with enough ASF to deal with that Soul Ripper, and the Soul Ripper going to work on the loyalists, but it's to no avail. The loyalists getting the commander of GalactAdmiral. GalactAdmiral going down at 31 minutes 30 seconds to this deadly loyalist spam from Terrafarm. And Grinder throwing all of his air, restorers and ASF alike, at this Soul Ripper now. The Soul Ripper also not being particularly well microed, as it just skirted along the edge of the fire range of these bouncers, taking unnecessary damage. Meanwhile, Solovey's got 2 further fat boys built, but we've got gunships now on Solovey's comm from Grinder. Anikey trying to take down the restorers. Solovey spam building T1 anti-air turrets, and the gunship attempt not successful on Solovey, and Solovey perhaps losing attention there on the micro of his fat boy, and the loyalist spam now within range of the fat boy. Shields plummeting. Shields falling, and this fat boy is going to be gobbled up by the loyalist spam of Terrafarm. Just that split second of miss micro can be so expensive, and Solovey now down to his last fat boy. This Soul Ripper though still growing strong, and he's having to run it into the loyalists of Terrafarm. But of course we know there are a crap ton of bouncers in that group, and the bouncers going to work on the Soul Ripper. The Soul Ripper down into the red. Anikey with his second Monkey Lord finished. Team 2 going all out for the experimental spam here to try and clinch the game. Team 1 is loyalists, more loyalists, and some more loyalists with a few bouncers. And another miss micro of this fat boy, running it into the spam of the loyalists, and I guess that's one way to kill your own fat boy. And the spider now coming in. But the loyalists taking down the fat boy. Are they going to turn their attention to the monkey lord thereafter, or Solovey's comm? And the monkey is just going to clear up the group of loyalists with that, and Terrafarm pulling his unit south, assumingly just to regroup and repush in number. Last thing you want to do is send any form of units into that monkey lord in single file. Grinder now over the monkey lord with some restorers protected by ASF. Solovey building some T3 SAM launchers at the periphery of Anikey's base now. And Anikey sending his Soul Ripper, what looked like for a moment, into the ASF of Grinder. That was either a misclick or a change of mind. Whatever it was a good decision. And Terrafarm now pushing forward with this wave of loyalists, cleaning out this expansion area of Anikey, which now belongs to Anikey, by the way, because Solovey has apparently gifted it to him. Anikey moving his monkey down, but there's going to be way too much loyalist spam there when it catches up with the monkey. And Solovey deciding that his life is not worth living and starts marching his comm directly to the massive group of loyalists from Terrafarm. I don't know what Solovey was thinking other than, I want to die, because Terrafarm is about to duly oblige, and there goes Solovey. And from 3 versus 2 we are now 1 versus 2. The odds swinging. And this tirade of loyalists just flood northward. Terrafarm doesn't even care about the monkey lord anymore. Anikey looks like he's going for a last ditch snipe attempt with some Corsairs and a Soul Ripper. He'll want to take out Terrafarm, but I don't think he's going to know where Terrafarm's comm is. He's going to think Terrafarm's comm is somewhere in here, but it isn't. So he's going to be sorely disappointed. He's not scouted ahead for this snipe at all. So he's going to have to run his Corsairs aimlessly over the top of this base here. No chance of this working, even if his comm was there. And Anikey has been ground down to a nub of eco. Throws out the GG. Terrafarm reciprocates with his own GG. Now the question is, does Anikey K, or does he stick around for an honourable death? The loyalists march in. The spider makes its last stand. Terrafarm doesn't even care about what the loyalists aim at, and eventually Anikey just control K-ing his comm. Terrafarm and Grinder clinching this for Team 2 in what was a neck and neck battle for some time. I think the departure of Polstam, when he had to leave, really evened this match up, and it was much better thereafter. It's always sad when someone goes, but sometimes it makes for a better match. So Polstam getting that kill of Stitch before he had to go. Terrafarm getting a very solid, very well earned and deserved 2 kills, and Anikey picking up the kill of Brokk with the Corsair snipe. Taking a look at the categories for this one, no surprise here, it's a clean sweep for Terrafarm, winning mass income, power income, stuff built, and a humongous number of kills compared to everyone else in this match. So player of the match is easily got to be Terrafarm, supported diligently in the air towards the latter by Grinder, although Grinder did struggle in the early mid game to get a grips with the air game situation, but came through in the end. So Terrafarm, Grinder, good job guys, well done. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to like, subscribe, leave comments, do all the really useful, helpful things, and I will catch you in the next one.